For over 2 decades, the Grand Theft Auto series has been the undisputed king of the open-world crime genre. It's a formula so successful, so polished, that few have dared to truly challenge it, but that might be about to change. A new challenger is stepping into the ring, not from a fictional American city, but from the very real, gritty streets of London. Today, we are taking a deep dive into an ambitious new game called ENDS. It's a GTA-inspired open-world RPG that promises to trade the satirical sunshine of Los Santos for the harsh, grounded reality of the UK's capital. This isn't just a change of scenery, it's a fundamental shift in tone, story, and culture that could be exactly what the genre needs. Let's be honest, the shadow of Grand Theft Auto looms large over the entire industry. Its influence is undeniable. We've seen other games try to capture that same magic. Saints Row leaned into pure, chaotic absurdity, while the Watch Dogs series gave us a high-tech, hacker-centric take on the open-world city. Both found their audiences, but neither managed to dethrone the king. Now, with Grand Theft Auto 6 officially announced but still years away, there's a massive void in the market. Gamers are hungry, desperate for a sprawling, modern, open-world crime story to sink their teeth into. This is the perfect environment for a new contender to emerge, and that's exactly where Concrete Realms, a small, passionate developer, steps in. They aren't trying to just copy the GTA formula. They're trying to infuse it with a unique identity, a powerful narrative, and a setting that is criminally underutilized in big-budget gaming: London. So what exactly is ENDS? At its heart, ENDS is a single-player, gritty action-adventure set in the sprawling, diverse metropolis of London. The developers at Concrete Realms describe it as a game that juxtaposes those born into the lap of luxury and those born to fight for survival. This isn't the tourist trap London of postcards. This is the London of gritty backstreets, towering council estates, and the constant hustle of urban life. You play as a young man named Rahim. Alongside your friends, Sonny and Reese, you're forced to navigate the challenges of growing up in this environment. The developers are framing this as a coming-of-age story that delves into the complexities of brotherhood, family, and loyalty. It's being pitched as a narrative-driven crime drama, suggesting a much heavier focus on story and character development than we typically see in the genre. In terms of gameplay, ENDS is blending sandbox freedom with deep RPG elements. We've seen early glimpses of grounded, realistic mechanics. You'll be getting into brutal fistfights to survive on the streets, driving cars to traverse the massive city, and using an in-game phone system to stay in touch with your crew and pick up missions. It's all about finding ways to make money and forge a future for yourself and your friends. But here's the most exciting part, the feature that truly sets ENDS apart from its inspiration. The game will incorporate choice-based mechanics similar to narrative masterpieces like Detroit: Become Human. This means your decisions will have a real, tangible impact on the story, shaping Rahim's journey and his relationships. This isn't just about choosing your next mission, it's about making difficult moral choices that could define your path. The project has already smashed its funding goal on Kickstarter, proving there's a massive audience ready for this concept. It's being developed for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. For those eager to jump in, a limited early access beta is currently scheduled for PC via Steam in the first quarter of 2026. Okay, so those are the facts. A GTA-style game set in London with a choice-driven story. It sounds incredible on paper, but let's dig deeper. What does this all actually mean for us as players, and for the future of the genre? This is where things get really interesting. First, let's talk about the setting: London. This is, without a doubt, the game's biggest potential strength. For decades, the open-world crime genre has been almost exclusively American-centric, defined by cities like Liberty City, Vice City, and Los Santos. ENDS has the opportunity to break that mold completely. London isn't just a new map, it's a new culture. Imagine driving on the left side of the road, hearing authentic London slang and accents, and having a soundtrack filled with UK drill, grime, and garage music. This is a chance to create an atmosphere that feels truly fresh and distinct. The developers mentioned the contrast between the city's extreme wealth and poverty. This social dynamic is baked into the very geography of London. You can have a mission that starts in a deprived council estate and ends in a multi-million-pound penthouse in Canary Wharf, all within the same city block. This creates a foundation for storytelling and world-building that is inherently more grounded and socially relevant than the broad satire of GTA. We're not just getting a new playground, we're getting a new perspective. Second, and arguably more important, is the narrative structure. The promise of a narrative-driven crime drama with Detroit Become Human-style choices is a game changer. Think about it. Grand Theft Auto's story is a roller coaster you ride. You have freedom in the world, but the plot is a fixed path. ENDS is suggesting something different. It's suggesting a story you actively shape. What if a decision you make early on causes a rift between Rahim and Sonny? What if choosing to escalate a conflict leads to a key character's permanent death? This adds a layer of tension, emotional weight, and replayability that is often missing from sandbox games. The biggest challenge for Concrete Realms will be balancing this deep, branching narrative with the sandbox freedom players expect. It's incredibly difficult to give a player total freedom while also ensuring their choices lead to a coherent, impactful story. If they can pull this off, they could set a new standard for storytelling in open-world games. It's the difference between watching a crime movie and truly living it. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room, the indie underdog versus the titan dynamic. Ends is not being made by a 1,000-person team with a near infinite budget like a Rockstar title. Concrete Realms is a much smaller, independent studio. This is both a risk and a huge opportunity. On one hand, we need to set our expectations. Ends probably won't have the sheer scale, the density of random events, or the graphical hyper-realism of GTA 6. That's just the reality of budget and manpower. But on the other hand, its independence grants it creative freedom. They can tell a story that is darker, more personal, and more willing to take risks than a multi-billion-dollar franchise might allow. The success on Kickstarter shows this is a game being funded directly by the players who are passionate about the concept. It's a game with soul, born from a desire to see something new. It doesn't need to beat GTA at its own game. It needs to offer a compelling alternative. It can succeed by being more focused, more emotionally resonant, and by delivering a story that sticks with you long after the credits roll. Ultimately, Ends is one of the most exciting prospects on the horizon for fans of open-world games. It's ambitious, it's different, and it has the potential to deliver a truly unique experience. But I want to know what you all think. What is the single most important element that Ends needs to nail to be a success? Is it the authentic London atmosphere and culture, or is it the deep, choice-based narrative that will make it stand out from the competition? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to stay updated on Ends and get more analysis on the biggest upcoming games, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel more than you know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.